Our gospel text for today is taken from the Gospel of Matthew chapter 12, verses 38 to 42, and contains what we might call a very bad word. And that word is sign. To ask for a sign in the synoptic Gospels of Matthew, Mark, and Luke is to do something terrible. So here we read the religious authorities coming to Jesus and asking him for a sign. And Jesus gives two separate responses without really giving a sign. The first response is, he speaks about Jonah being in the belly of the whale for 3 days. And even as Jonah was in the belly of the sea monster for 3 days and 3 nights, Jesus is making a reference to himself as being in the belly of the earth for 3 days and 3 nights. That is, the time when he will be crucified, the time when he will be hung on the cross, the time when he will die on the cross and be raised from the tomb in which he is buried. So the belly of the sea monster is a metaphor for the tomb in which Jesus will be buried, and like Jonah was spewed from the sea monster's mouth, from the mouth of the whale on the 3rd day, Jesus also will rise on the 3rd day. That is the implication of telling them about Jonah, which obviously they would not understand. The second point which Jesus makes is how people responded to the proclamation or even the preaching of Jonah to the people of Nineveh. Jonah was sent to the people of Nineveh because the city of Nineveh was going the wrong way. And so God sent Jonah as his prophet to speak on behalf of God and to tell the people of Nineveh to turn their lives around. And the people paid heed to the words of Jonah, beginning from the lowest person right up to the king of Nineveh. Everyone repented. Everyone not only showed the repentance externally by putting on sackcloth to their external dress, by living simply, but they showed the repentance externally in action by reaching out to the others and by making their lives selfless life. And God saw their selflessness, God saw their repentance, and God relented from the judgment that was about to come on Nineveh because the people heard Jonah's preaching and they turned a new leaf. The second example in the same vein which Jesus gives is about the Queen of Sheba, who is called here the Queen of the South. The Queen of Sheba, or the Queen of the South, heard about Solomon. And she only was told about how wise Solomon was and how he could discern and how he was blessed with the gift of wisdom by God. She had heard about this. But the hearing did not satisfy her. What she wanted to do was she wanted to see for herself. So she took the trouble to come all the way from Sheba to Israel, and she encountered Solomon. The point which Jesus makes about these two is first the action which the people of Nineveh were spurred on to. They moved on to action, and the action which the Queen of the South was spurred on to. So the point which is being made by Jesus is that every single sign that we require has already been given to us. What is required on our part now is action, like the people of Nineveh, to turn over a new leaf, and like the Queen of the South, to show not only by hearing, but also through our doing that we believe and want to experience. What sign are you seeking from the Lord? Will you realize that every sign you require has already been given to you?